Well, holy smokers, this ain't no joker. Elon Musk just pulled a miracle, and I hear hardly anybody talking about this. This is unbelievable, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and share this with you. 4,444 thumbs up, and I will buy a Tesla cowboy hat, all right? So this miracle Elon Musk pulled over the weekend had to do with something that happened in China, okay? Now, first off, if you didn't already know, Tesla is building a Shanghai gigafactory right now, okay, in China. And this thing, it's been, this alone has been a miracle, okay? How fast this thing has gone up. Like literally, it was just mud land back in January. And now if you look at this project, it's literally almost finished, okay? This is a miracle, but I would say this is more of a miracle of like the workers over there in China in those construction companies to build a massive factory like this in such a rapid amount of time, okay? This is like 80 to 90% done, and you think about that, like in a 9-month span, it's ridiculous, okay? Absolutely ridiculous what they've done. They've already made one Model 3 in the factory already. They should get to some type of big production here within the next 3 to 4 months, and so that's all a beautiful thing, okay? But meanwhile, you have a lot of trade tensions going on right now. If you didn't know, there's a war going on. It's an economic war between the United States and China right now. There's tariffs being thrown back and forth. There's even things that have come out like the Huawei ban, right? Where US companies can't even sell into Huawei. They've been blocked by the US government. This has led to some boycotts of even Apple products, right? If you look at like iPhone sales in China this year, it's been a complete disaster, okay? Some of these quarters, China's iPhone sales have been down more than 30%. And this is all unprecedented, right? Because the US and China have been on really good terms for the last few decades, let's put it that way. And recently, over the past few years, it has gotten really ugly between the two countries, and there's a lot of animosity there, there's a lot of hatred there, and there's a lot of like pushback to US companies doing business in China because of the trade war and tariffs and people being scared and things like that, okay? So needless to say, right now, China's not liking a lot of US companies and things like that because they feel like, you know, the United States is trying to hurt China. And then you have the one shining star of the United States of America that China seems to like this guy. It's like the one American China likes right now, and his name is Elon Musk, okay? Now, first off, we just talked about that gigafactory that's in production, right? That's the first auto manufacturer from the US that has ever been allowed to do a factory that is not a joint venture in China, okay? So that by itself is just an amazing thing, that China would allow Tesla to have 100% ownership in their own factory in China. No one's been allowed to do that. Ford, GM, everybody else, they've always had to do joint ventures where it's basically like, you know, part their factory and part of Chinese company's factory, okay? So the fact that they got to this stage is absolutely unbelievable. Now, if you didn't already know, a few days ago, Elon Musk was actually in Shanghai, okay? There's a video that actually went viral here on YouTube. It's got 864,000 views. This thing was streamed 5 days ago, which is amazing. That's absolutely amazing number, because usually like interviews with CEOs, like no one watches those, okay? Except like business nerds like myself. Outside of us, like hardly anybody watches those type of videos. But this got a massive amount of views. So Elon Musk was just in Shanghai, okay? And so this leads me to like, what was the amazing thing that Elon Musk pulled off? Look at all the amazing things he's already pulled off, especially in relation to China, but he pulled off something here in China specifically in the past few days that's absolutely amazing, and we got to ask ourselves, why was he able to pull this off? Because this is sick, guys. This is absolutely sick, okay? No one's talking about this. Elon Musk lands a 10% tax break for Tesla vehicles during that China visit. A 10% tax break, okay? Tesla CEO Elon Musk has reportedly charmed his way into a favorable deal in China. The billionaire announced that Tesla cars would be exempted from a 10% tax that's typically reserved for domestic electric vehicle makers, Bloomberg reported. This is unbelievable, guys. A 10% tax break is absolutely huge when you think about, you know, how much a Tesla would sell for or something like that. Like, we're talking about if you're talking about a 10% tax break, we're talking about thousands upon thousands of dollars for each vehicle sold. These are huge numbers, okay? These shouldn't be like brushed off to the side, no one paying attention to them. This is a massive deal, okay? 10% on, you know, a vehicle that's $40,000, like that's $4,000, okay? On a vehicle that's $80,000. Now we're talking about $8,000. This is mind mind-blowing numbers, okay, to get that type of tax break. Musk's announcement came after he met with Li Xiaoping, sorry if I didn't pronounce that name right, China's transport minister, according to the report. The transport minister also toured the site of a future Tesla factory, the one I was just talking about near Shanghai there, right? That's going to be, Tesla's first factory outside of the United States, okay? So this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable stuff that Elon Musk can just like pull these type of things off, right? I always talk about like it's the miracle that Elon Musk can like raise so much money so easily. It's a talent to do that, okay? It's also a talent to know how to strategically put yourself in positions of power. And if we look at what Elon Musk has done here, the United States and China are not on good terms right now. The China doesn't want that much to do with a lot of US companies. You have Elon Musk as shining star, and like, why is this, okay? How is he able to do this, okay? Well, if you didn't know, back in 2017, Elon Musk made a very strategic move, a very, very smart move back in 2017, okay? Basically, China's Tencent, which is one of China's biggest companies, okay? If you think about China's like biggest companies, a lot of times you're gonna think about Alibaba and you're gonna think about Tencent, okay? China's Tencent announced that it had bought a 5% stake in Tesla that was worth $1.8 billion. The Chinese firm will be a passive investor, but it was also reported that Elon Musk would get expected advice on how to expand into China, which is a potentially enormous market for the automaker. And as you guys know, I've talked time and time again on this channel about why I think, China could long term, 5 years from now even, be the biggest market for Tesla overall, because China is all about EVs, and Elon Musk is so in with like the Chinese government and whatnot. I could see like Tesla putting up amazing numbers. So you think about that investment, it was very, very strategic by Elon Musk and Tesla there to go ahead and allow Tencent to invest nearly $2 billion into the company. Yeah, Tencent gets part ownership in the business, and so they want to see it succeed, but they can help, Tesla become a massively bigger company over time. It was a great move in 2017. Elon Musk, I never liked the Solar City deal, and I gave him a lot of crap for that, but the deal with Tencent, phenomenal, okay? He deserves all the credit in the world for that, all right? Now, also, if you didn't know, China's in a race to become the global leader in electric vehicles. Now, why is China trying so hard to become the leader in electric vehicles as far as, having most people drive electric vehicles? Well, at the end of the day, China's middle class has been going through an absolute boom, okay? We've seen tens of millions of people in China get to the middle class each year, pretty much, okay? Now, these are unprecedented numbers. Why? Because you have 1.3, 1.4 billion people living in China, right? And you have the Chinese economy that has been unbelievably strong for the last decade or two. So every single year, you're gonna have, 10 million people, 20 million people, 30 million people going into the middle class. What do people do when they get into the middle class? Well, they buy homes and they buy cars, okay? And then they buy stuff. But cars is a really, really big one. And if you didn't already know, China has a lot of pollution problems, okay? A lot of pollution problems. And the more and more people that get into the middle class, more people that buy cars, more people that buy cars, more people that drive cars. More people that drive cars means more and more pollution in your cities. And when you see some of these pictures, like, it's unbelievable, okay? There's been a study done that basically air pollution is killing 4,000 plus people a day in China, okay? A day. These are ridiculous numbers. So it's almost like, it's literally pretty much like a health crisis in China. The air pollution is so bad in China that it is literally like a health crisis in China, okay? So, they want to get onto electric vehicles as fast as possible, needless to say, okay? You want to know how bad it is? There are literally companies in Canada and even Alaska that are bottling up air. Yes, you heard me right. They're bottling up air and selling it to people that live in China, okay? Look at this guy. He is selling these cans of air. Literally, it's just air pumped in, from people that live in Canada or people that live in Alaska, where the air can be really clean in a lot of those cities. They literally pump the air into these cans and they sell them for, I think it's something like $32 a can, and you get like 150 breaths or something like that. And look at this. You put it to your mouth and you breathe in the air. This lady had like one, hooked up to her arm or something like that. And so this has literally become a business model, okay? And you think about a few decades ago, it was ridiculous for people to even think about like bottled water. People are like, what? People are gonna buy a bottle of water that you can get from like the faucet over there or something like that, right? People thought that was absolutely ridiculous. And now you're going through this wave that pollution is so bad in China that people, like if you live in like a place where hardly anybody lives and it's supposed to have really good air quality, like you need to get on it right now, okay, and start your $1 million business of selling air in that place to like people that live in China, because that is absolutely ridiculous. Most ridiculous thing. But needless to say, it's a serious problem. It's a health epidemic that's going on in China. The pollution is killing, thousands upon thousands of people every single day because it's so bad over there. So the Chinese government wants electric vehicles to be the thing. And guess who's the electric vehicle leader in the world? It's Tesla, okay? They're putting up the biggest numbers. And, China's been a very small market for the company in recent years. And imagine what they can do once that factory's up and going, and maybe build another factory. And Elon Musk is the one American that seems to get along so good with the Chinese government and whatnot. And we know there are Chinese investments in Tesla. So needless to say, when you look at all those different factors, it's actually a great thing for Tesla. And the 10% tax break, I have no clue why no one's talking about this, guys. This is literally a massive thing. Like, we're talking about thousands of dollars on each and every vehicle by that 10% tax break, okay? This is big money type stuff. This isn't like little chump change or something like that, guys. So anyways, let me know your opinion on this. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button as always. This is absolutely incredible stuff. More people need to be talking about this, in my opinion. Make sure you go ahead and share this video out with some of your Tesla friends and whatnot, and some of the fans of Tesla, because this needs to be told. Like, hardly anybody's talked about it. I haven't seen that much post online, and in my opinion, it's a huge thing that people should be talking about, all right? Thank you for watching, and have a great day.